bunch of normals. I'm the weird one. You gotta take care of yourself.
Oh, that's a clip from the new parody biopic, Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. The film debuted at TIFF earlier this year and is now out on the Roku channel. Eli Glasner joins us now with more on this. All right, Eli, Weird Al, the movie. I guess it had to be. Where did all this come from?
Well, it all came from actually a Funny or Die sketch, believe it or not, back in 2010. I mean, this is a sketch that became so popular. Al used to play it at his own concert performances. And I think what Al and the writer-director Eric Appel realize is, how do you make a movie about a guy who parodies songs? Well, you parody the biographical movies, which this purports to be. So this is Al's story, but the untrue, unhinged version of how he became so weird, so Al. So we begin with little Al, just like me, lying in bed as a boy, listening to Dr. Demento on the radio, except in the movie version, Dr. Demento is played by Rainn Wilson of The Office. So there's little Al dreaming of making his own silly songs. And what the writer and director and Al himself understand is that we're already expecting a story of a strange kid fighting his parents' wishes, so they cut right to the chase.
Your dad and I agreed it would be best if you just stop being who you are and doing the things you love.
My whole life, all I wanted.
I'm afraid we found your son at a polka party.
Just to make up new words to a song that already exists.
So you start to get a sense of the zany approach, a world where teenagers go wild at polka parties where they pass the devil's squeeze box around. Al dreams of writing parody songs in his first attempt. My Bologna, of course, inspired by My Sharona, is a mega hit. But as his star starts to rise, he starts to attract attention. Other musicians want the Weird Al bump in record sales, which is a real thing, John. When he would parody songs, those songs would get a boost in sales. And another star wants a bit of that boost.
Do I know you?
Madonna, I was wondering if you were going to do a parody of my song, Like a Virgin.
I'm curious, is that song autobiographical?
Yes. Except for the fact that I've had a lot of sex.
That is Evan Rachel Wood tuning into the same channel that I think Daniel Radcliffe has there. She plays Madonna, he plays Weird Al, and Al with Madonna at his side becomes an egomaniacal mess, insisting he writes original songs, drinking himself into his stupor. Will he pull himself together in time to win his father's love? Will he rescue his beloved Madonna from the Colombian drug cartel? And what's with all the mustaches? Most of the answers will all be found, and a lot of his songs in Weird, the movie.
Well, it sounds like exactly the kind of movie that Weird Al Yankovic would have his hand in, but does it work?
You know, it does, John, and I think it's largely due to the casting. The one actor who could do justice to the mustachioed maestro that is Weird Al is surprisingly Daniel Radcliffe. Now, you look at Radcliffe, you look at Weird Al, and you think, okay, Al is American, he's 6 feet tall. Daniel is none of those things, but in his post-Harry Potter life, Radcliffe has shown a facility for comedy, and for the movie Weird, he is all... knows this. Play for laughs, you play it straight, but it is hilarious. He is fully and completely committed to this Mad Magazine multiverse version of Weird Al's life. Now, this movie is rammed with cameos, everyone from Conan O'Brien as Andy Warhol to Jack Black as the Wolfman famous disc jockey. There's some great touches, like I quite enjoyed during an action fight scene in Colombia, believe it or not, where you could hear little accordion accents to the action fight music. Does the joke deflate by the end? Yeah, I mean, it overstays its welcome. Cutting 20 minutes to this film certainly would help a bit. But the biggest challenge with Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, is how you're going to watch it. This is a Roku exclusive. So if you don't have a Roku box, you won't be seeing it anytime soon.
Yeah, I was in a hotel not long ago, and there was a Roku box instead of the regulation TV. So for those of us who don't have Roku at home and don't want to live in hotels and we want to catch this, any suggestions?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get your Weird Al fix, you could go back to 1989, I think, when Al was at the height of his powers, and I am talking about the, I'd say, demented classic UHF, where it's kind of like an SCTV situation. He plays the owner of a TV station, takes it over, lots of parodies of television. I suspect it might be a little dated. I might just feel a little nostalgic about it. But if you really want to see what Daniel Radcliffe is capable of, I highly recommend Swiss Army Man, the most strange but beautiful buddy comedy I've ever seen, co-starring Paul Dano, where Daniel Radcliffe, as you can see, plays a bloated corpse, and he is hilarious. Talk about being fully committed. This is from the creators of Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it is weirdly wonderful. That is Swiss Army Man. My star rating for Weird, the Al Yankovic movie, is 3.5 stars out of 5.
Eli Glasner, thank you as always, with his take on Weird, the Al Yankovic Story.